Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is my second video. It is the 1st of September today. I'm going to bring you along with me for the first week of September, a bit of a monthly reset. So some of the things I need to do this week are I will update my book journal. I want to find some hopefuls of books I want to read in September. There is a few I have in mind. There is two really exciting books coming out this week. Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver is coming out on the 4th. Daydream by Hannah Grace is coming out on Thursday. I want to go pick up those two this week and read them. I read Wild Love this month and I loved it. I gave it a 5-star, so I'm very excited for Wild Eyes. And then Daydream, I've read both Icebreaker and Wildfire, the two first books in the Maple Hill series, and I'm really excited for this one. I'll take you along with me to get those later this week. First, I'm going to get down all the books I read this month. I don't have all of them physically. I think I've got like half of them physically, and then the rest I've read either on my Kindle or as an audiobook. These are the 4 I do have. I read 8 books in August. A few of them were novellas though. 3 Janine Frost novellas, Devil to Pay, The Reckoning, and Happily Never After. Wild Love by Elsie Silver, loved this. I actually had a really good month. I had a few 5 stars. This was 5-star. Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross, 5-star. I loved this. Divine Rivals is one of my favourite books ever, and I just love these characters to death. I read Court by Tracy Wolff. This one I listened to as an audiobook. It was pretty big. I do have the first 3 in the series. This is the Crave series. And yeah, I do plan on getting the rest. So I read the yellow one, Court, and I gave that a 4 stars. I read these first 3 like last year or even the year before, and then I stopped, and I should have gone straight in and finished the series, but I think I left it too long in between, so I wasn't as invested. It was still good. Then I read Killjoy by Holly Jackson. This is a prequel to the Good Girls Guide to Murder series, and it is like a little murder mystery party. I didn't really like this one. I was just so confused. All the characters, they went to the party and they got set certain names, and I couldn't work out who was who, and I didn't love the ending. A 2.5 star. I read The Graham Effect by Elle Kennedy. I read this book in a day. I have not done that in a long time. This is quite a large book for a contemporary romance. Nearly 500 pages. It's 490 pages. It was so good. I love Elle Kennedy's writing, and to be back in her world was so good. I just think she writes such good sports romance. I gave this one a 4.5 stars. I really want to read the second book in this series. It's called The Dixon Rule, and it's about the main character's friend. That is a book that I'm wanting to read in September this month. Yesterday I finished this. I finished The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. This one was really popular on Book Talk a while ago, and I finally got around to it, and I see why, because this was so good. I read this really quickly. I think I read this in 3 sittings. So fast paced. This is my new favourite Frida McFadden book. I've only read by her Never Lie and The Locked Door, but yeah, this I think is my favourite. I really liked how there was full circle moments and everything was cleaned up and there was like a happy ending. I know some thrillers kind of just leave you like hanging, but I do love like that things got resolved. And I also guessed the plot twist, and I was really proud of that because I've never guessed a Frida plot twist. I've only read 2 of her books, but I was so far off on the other 2 books, so I'm really glad that I got it. I give it a 5-star. There is also a second book in this series, The Housemaid's Secret, and that is another book that I want to read in September this month. They are all the books I read in September. I'm going to film a little wrap up for my TikTok. Now I'm going to book journal. Every month I do a little cover page. This was August. I'm going to do one for September. I'm thinking kind of like a spring vibe, bright flowers. I'm going to search up on Pinterest some inspo. I also need to add in The Housemaid because I finished that yesterday. couple days later. It's Friday and both Daydream and Wild Eyes have came out. Today I'm going to go to the shops and pick up both of them. Fingers crossed that I can get them. This is my outfit. I'm so happy that it's coming into spring here in Australia. Let's go to the shops. Haul. I got quite a few things. Daydream and Wild Eyes, found them. Nearly didn't find Wild Eyes, but then I spotted a cart with like new stock and it was on there, so got her. And then out of all people, I spotted this hidden little section of books on sale. They were $3 each. It was in a really random area. It was like over in the home decor, and I spotted it. Her Greatest Adventure by Hannah Cohen. The Right Move by Liz Tomford, Falling for Gage by Mia Sheridan, Playing Hard to Get by Monica Murphy, Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. 5 books. They were $3 each, how could I not? So I ended up getting 7 books. They're so pretty. My book club, we're reading this, so I'm wanting to start this tonight. I'm so excited. So today I'm going to get my nails done. They're very grown out. I think I'm going to take off my acrylics and go to gel because my nails underneath have grown a lot. So yeah, I'm going to take a break from the acrylics and go to gel. Let's go get these done. Reading update on Daydream. I'm up to chapter 15, 145 pages in. The characters are quite different to any I've read before, really. So Hallie, our main girl, she runs a book club and she also is writing a book, and Henry is the captain of the ice hockey team. Hallie hasn't really done much. She's quite a people pleaser. She has 2 younger siblings and she is really involved in their lives and helps out a lot with them. She's quite walked over. People take her for granted since she always says yes. They kind of overstep and abuse her help. She's found that she's now 20 and she hasn't really lived. She hasn't done much for herself. She is recently single and she wants to change that. She wants to do more for herself. Henry is having a bit of a hard time being the captain. He is quite shy and he doesn't really know how to be a leader. Also, he is failing one of his classes. They kind of strike up a deal. Hallie helps him study and he tries to like take her out, give her some life experience, have fun. He also helps her find inspiration for her book. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm really enjoying it so far. I finished Daydream. The tabs look really pretty. I really enjoyed this one. Out of the 3, it is my least favorite, but I still thoroughly enjoyed it and I really recommend. I think this was different than the other 2 and different to really anything I've read with the characters and how they are. They were very unique and it was really refreshing to see that. Henry and Hallie were so perfect for each other. It was so great to just watch them find each other and find the way that they work together. I gave this a 3.75. So I haven't really updated you much on this. I started this Wild Eyes on Thursday afternoon and it was raining and it was really nice. And then Friday I had off, I didn't have work, so I read all day. I got into a big chunk of this book yesterday. I literally was reading it for ages. I'm up to chapter 35, page 366. It is about a girl named Skylar. She's a famous country singer, and to take a break from the limelight and the stress of her job and like her family, she goes to stay in this small town called Rose Hill. If you read the first one, Wild Love, Ford and Rosie live in Rose Hill and Ford runs a recording studio, so Skylar goes to Rose Hill to meet up with Ford in the recording studio, and she wants to record and put out her own album by herself with her own name, her own music, and not have her dad or anyone else involved because they were ripping her off and taking most of the profit and it was unfair. She had finally had enough and she was like, I want to do this on my own. So she's gone to Rose Hill. There's normally accommodation near the recording studio, but it is full, so she has to live in this little bunkhouse next door. It's West's bunkhouse. He is Rosie's brother from Wild Love. He lives in the house next door and it's his bunkhouse that Skylar goes to stay at. He is a single dad with 2 kids. The two meet and strike up a friendship, and she also becomes really close to the kids. They're very cute kids. Elsie Silver writes the best kids. They're just the cutest. I'm really liking it so far. I definitely think I liked Wild Love more at this point, but I saw a TikTok of a girl saying she was sitting at a 4-star the whole book until the very last 100 pages and it went to a 5-star. So what's gonna happen? Will it go to a 5-star for me? We'll see. So as you just saw, I finished Wild Eyes earlier. I loved this. This was great. Elsie Silver, she has cracked the code. Right now I'm sitting on a 4.5 star for this one. I know I definitely loved Wild Love more. I liked the characters more in Wild Love. They were more my type of vibe. I like the quieter characters and like the quieter guy. But Elsie did a great job of making me really connected to these characters. I liked how this one had more of like the country vibe with West working with horses. I loved that aspect. There wasn't much of it in Wild Love since Ford ran a recording studio, so I loved that country element in this a lot. I'm so excited for the next book. There was a little preview at the end of this and it's about Reese and Tabitha, and I'm so intrigued of what their story is because it was really confusing. I'm not going to say anything, but they were talked about in this book and their dynamic and like what was going on with them was very confusing, and I don't understand how they are going to have a book. I can't wait to know what happens with them. And with that, we've reached the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed. I had a great time. I had 2 really enjoyable books. I hope you have a great month and I will see you in my next video. Bye!